98.1 FM and AM 1220.
7:39 coming up on 7:40. It is a Tuesday, and that means we are greeting our very own veterinarian in the house, Dr. Jaimie Ronchetto from Cinema Vet. And good morning. You know, I have to apologize. I totally forgot about you today. And I just totally forgot about you. I mean, we have been working together for I don't know how many years, and it was just like you call and you're like, "Hi." I'm like, "Yeah, who's this?" I'm like, I mean, talk about space cadet, right? What is wrong with my noggin? But here you are, and so glad you are, because we have to talk about, it's 2 weeks before Halloween. And we got to talk about this because as much as we talk about it over the years, you know, we talk about holidays, we talk about summer, spring, we talk about fleas, you know, we talk about rattlesnakes in the you know, the heat of the summer, right? And we always talk about holidays. And as much as we talk about it, we still can't seem to get the word out about doing some safety precautions for your pets. Like, we need to go to the highest mountaintop in Santa Clarita. I don't know where that is. And we need to get one of those megaphones and, you know, and just scream it as loud as we can, because I'm still seeing pet owners not really taking the care that is needed to deal with Halloween. So it's safe and it's fun. So
yeah,
you want to get into it?
Absolutely. Yeah, let's go.
Okay, so here it is, October 17th. We are 2 weeks away from Halloween. It's fun. We've got candy. We have costumes. We have scary stuff. We have everything, because Santa Clarita does it right when it comes to holidays. But it can be very dangerous for your pets. When I say, the question for you, Dr. Jaimie, is when I say danger, what is the very first thing that pops into your mind? The very first, like, boom.
For me, danger for Halloween, the candy.
Candy.
Yeah. Chocolate specifically.
All right.
But all of the treats that maybe the little ones will leave out, not put away properly, that our pets can get into, can be incredibly dangerous for them.
That's where we have to be. That's where we have to be careful. The very first. Oh, is that Puppy in the background? Is that Puppy?
Yeah,
that's Puppy.
Yep.
He's absolutely agreeing with us. We have to be careful because I guess, you know, it's curiosity. It's the smell, and of course, it's gonna taste good. It's chocolate. So we have to
absolutely.
I mean, come on. So we have to keep it. We have to keep it away from the pets. So you have to do double duty. Not only are you checking for safety once the kids come back in with their candy, you have to check it for safety for them, and then you got to put it out of reach for the pets. So
yes. Yeah, so the chocolate is a big one. Anything that's sugar-free is also really toxic. So
what's in
keeping
sugar?
the whole bag just away, up and away is the best bet.
What's in sugar-free candy that's dangerous? Is it
xylitol? Xylitol is the ingredient that it causes a really unsafe drop in their blood sugar. So they get hypoglycemic, and they can die from it if it's not treated. So it's very, very dangerous.
But it's still going to smell good, and it's still going to taste good going down. So the pets don't understand. They don't get it.
Right.
You know, you can tell them, you can say, hey, listen, that has xylitol in it. Don't eat it. I don't think they'll listen. Something tells me they're just not going to listen. So you got to do it. You got to do all the work. You got to do the heavy lifting. So we have just all the candy, bring it in, make sure it's safe for the kids, and then out of reach for any of the pets. After candy, what do you think is the next dangerous spot that we need to talk about?
I think, you know, we talked last time a little bit about costumes and stuff. That can be worrisome, but what I worry about most is the actual Halloween night. Just all the opening, closing of the door, make sure that they don't get out. You know, we don't want lost pets on Halloween.
We don't want lost pets. Do you suggest, hopefully we've talked about this over the years, but we haven't talked about it all that recently. Chips, are you in favor of chipping?
Absolutely.
Okay, talk to me about chipping. How do you do that?
Sorry, I have a tickle in my throat.
Oh, you have okay, not a problem. That happens. That happens. We're talking about chipping, and I believe my knowledge on chipping is that it is a literal chip that goes under the skin, and then that you can scan the pet and find the owner. Because you're in the system. So I'm assuming a veterinarian has to do that. You have to take it. Is it a medical procedure? Is it a simple procedure?
It's a very simple procedure. It is a little chip that goes under their skin, about the size of a grain of rice, and it comes up with a particular number when you scan it, and you can put that into the system and find their owner. But the important thing is, from our point of view, from the owner's point of view, is you have to make sure that your information is up to date in that system. So that's the one part where people fail most of the time is the dog has the chip or the cat has the chip and we scan it and then nothing comes up because they never updated their home address or phone number or something like that.
To make sure the chip is up to date, make sure you're in the database as if you move or change a phone number, whatever you need to do, make sure your information is correct. Do you think it's better to maybe keep the pet, especially a dog or a cat, like in a room with a TV on or some noise so they don't hear the constant doorbell going off? Or do you think it's better just to expose them to that constant doorbell ringing? What do you think is better? Or does it depend on the pet?
Yeah, I was just going to say that I think it does depend on the pet. If they're really, really highly anxious, then just keeping them away from all of that activity probably is the best. But if they're more inquisitive and they're friendly and they're social, then maybe including them. But you just want to make sure that they don't run out.
They don't run out is right. We touched on this a couple of times, and as always, time runs out way too quickly when we're speaking. But I just want to say this real quick because I'm not sure if it was last time or the time before when we spoke. Costumes. So it's very, very, like, everybody wants to dress up their dog or cat. It's so adorable. We've seen it on Instagram, TikTok. We've seen it. It's adorable. But sometimes they don't necessarily love it. So if they're the type of pet, and if you disagree, please chime in, Dr. Jaimie. If they are the type of pet who just is like, why are you doing this to me? And you can tell by their demeanor. They're not subtle.
You can absolutely tell.
You can totally tell. Take the picture and then be done with it. Take the costume off and let them be au naturel. Because because it's just not worth it. Take the Instagram, show everybody how cute. The other costume thing I wanted to talk about, because we briefly spoke about it last time, if you have a scary costume, maybe, and if you have a squeamish pet, maybe it would be wise to kind of let them get used to the costume before just all of a sudden getting into this thing on the 31st. And then, you've got Michael Myers and a knife and blood and all of this. Like, maybe introduce it little by little, maybe a week before, and let them smell it. What do you think?
Yeah, desensitizing them in some way, whether that's just showing it to them with it not on a body or having them watch you get ready, things like that, just so it's not all of a sudden, where did my owner go?
Exactly.
You're not that person. Just so they understand it a little bit better, they can cope better. The costumes, it's always so fun, but just, make sure that they're comfortable in it. They're not completely miserable and they're not going to get overheated or choke themselves on small parts or anything like that.
It's common sense, but I think we get so wrapped up in having fun in the holiday and we kind of forget. We forget a little bit. We're human. We're human. We make mistakes, and we just have to keep being reminded and just being careful and being proactive about anything. And just, I want to wrap it up by saying, if you have an abundance of chocolate candy that you just don't know what to do with it, you know what? I'm here. Dr. Jaimie's here. We'll handle that for you. Am I right?
We'll take one for the team.
We will absolutely take one for the team. Dr. Jaimie, have yourself a great rest of the week. And I promise next time I will absolutely not forget about you. I will do
no problem at all. Thanks so much.
I will do my best. I'll have more coffee next time. I promise.
Okay, thanks.